It was great. I was just talking to the players out there. I couldn't ask for more, really, on a day one, in terms of an energy focus perspective, and it's a good day one.
I guess, what do you think of the talent that you have this year? Quite a few names to go through. I mean, what are you thinking of initial impressions?
Well, initial impressions is, we have skill for sure. I think there's some really good speed on the ice, and I think more importantly than the technical part of it is the ability to adapt right away and pick up drills, and it just shows the level of maturity and hockey sense that the players have.
In your first presser, you mentioned wanting the team identity to be really aggressive and intense. Is that, now that you know the players a little bit more, is that still something that you're looking for?
Yes, absolutely. I think, we want to embody the city that we're in, Boston, which is a tough, gritty style of play, really through all professional sports. And not only that, I think the players feel that they want to be a very difficult team to play against as well. And so when we're aligned like that, it's a good thing.
How much do you know about the players coming in versus watching tape and seeing them now live? Like, what differences did you see?
Yeah, I think, it's always difficult as a new coach coming in to get to know the players on a personal level, just on the phone, right? So we're making connections and we're making phone calls throughout the summer and getting to know them. But until you meet in person, you don't get that face-to-face connection. And so it's been great over the last few days of being able to do that. And, in terms of the play, we spent a lot of time watching film and getting to know these players. And it's no different than, scouts at the highest levels of hockey. They use film a lot of the time to watch players and make decisions. And we spent the time this summer and got to know the players pretty well.
Did you watch film from the Fleet? Megan Keller, did you watch just Fleet, or did you go back a little bit further?
That's a great question. We watched a lot of Fleet. Watched her play the other night with Team USA, and I think with Megan Keller, you know what you're going to get most nights.
Coming off, time as an assistant coach, what's different for you now putting on that head coach cap? How is practice, different when you're in charge of it all?
Well, I feel like I have no voice already because I was out there after like the fourth drill, and I'm pretty animated on the ice and pretty excited. So I might need someone to do my meeting tomorrow because I might not have any voice in the morning. But it's fun. We got our coaching staff is so great. We've had lots of meetings. We've assigned roles. Everybody knows their place on the ice. They know where to go. They know where to be. They know the drills, and they know what we're trying to get out of them. And so when you have a support staff like that, it's easy to be a head coach.
Coach, I know it's just one day, but just after seeing what you saw on the ice today, what is sort of your biggest priority heading forward from here?
Well, I think priority is really I'd say three things. Is we want to build in pace to our team right away. Perfection is not the priority right now. It's too early to be able to establish perfection in a game that's not perfect anyway. But the second thing is for us to get connected as a team. This is a quick season. There's 30 games. And the teams that start off running, it's a good thing. And so we want to get connected in terms of how we play our systems, everybody on the same page in terms of team identity. And then I think the third thing is evaluation. There's 32 players at camp, 26 get a job. And so we have to figure out who fits where and how to put this thing together.
On a personal level, coming from the West Coast, how has your life changed since being here? Family-wise, I guess day to day, what's it like for you?
It's been nice. I mean, the West Coast is living in San Diego. It's a beautiful place, and you get the great weather. But you're far away from home, and I'm from Toronto. I'm from out in this sort of direction, and so certainly makes it a lot easier family-wise to be able to see friends and family and just be closer at home. And so I'm really, really enjoying the transition. I love the city of Boston.
I know it's your first day, but what are you envisioning in terms of lines and pairings? Like, have you even started to think that? Like, at least like position-wise, like will you move Alina Mueller back to the middle where she played wing the past 2 seasons?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think I'd be lying to you if I said that I haven't thought about that. Of course, coaches were always, that's all we do is drink coffee and talk about lineup. And so, we've talked about certain positions and where players are going to play. if you're asking about Alina specifically, I see her as a centerman. She's wonderful in the middle of the ice. She can see both sides. She's very smart at both ends of the ice, and so and she likes to play there. So I'm not going to fight that.
Is there any initial thoughts of pairing her up with Chloe?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that nothing's set in stone, but they obviously had a lot of chemistry in college together, and we need to explore that.
Oh, lots been made about like roster upheaval this offseason. Do you view that as an asset to you as a new coach, or how has that been?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. Sorry.
A lot was made about like all the roster upheaval with the expansion draft and everything.
Yeah.
Is that an asset to you as a new coach coming in where things aren't set anymore?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I think, when you take over a team that has everything sort of in place, you don't really, and say they had a lot of success or whatnot, then you don't have a lot of room to make changes. And for me coming in, new faces, new players, great prospect pool, new coaching staff, it gives us a chance to put our own spin on things.
Have you seen any players step up in a leadership role for you since you've been here? I mean, I know Hillary's gone, so that's, the big flags out there.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the players step into that, leadership, really be more vocal?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's been one day, on the ice. And so leadership for me shows up in a lot of different ways. It's not always the person that's saying everything. I always say that well done is a lot better than well said. And, so I think we need to evaluate a little bit more, but there's certainly some, candidates already that have established themselves as players in this league. And, with leadership another thing with leadership is just being great at the right moment in the game and scoring a big goal or making a big play. And we have those players in that locker room. And so we'll be making decisions on that very, very soon.
Before the season, you think, or before?
Yes.
What was Haley Wynn's first day of practice like? Obviously, she's coming in with a lot of hype around her.
Yeah.
Did she live up to it on the first day?
She's great. Yeah, she's awesome. Great person to be around too. Every time you see her, she's got a smile on her face, and she can tell she loves the game of hockey. And she's a practice driver. You can tell right away day one she's someone that ups the tempo. As soon as she's out there, you can tell that the speed of the play changes. And we welcome Haley with open arms.
What's your biggest challenge coming from men's to women's hockey, especially in this league with a lot of different roles?
I can't wait to not have to answer that question anymore. I've had to answer it like 100 times this year. I don't know yet. I honestly don't know. If I'm giving you an honest answer, I had a lot of fun today out there. I wasn't. I really like this group. I like being around them. So far, I'm enjoying it, and I'm coaching a hockey team, doing what I love to do, and whether they're male, female, it's no difference to me when I come to the rink in the morning.
There's quite a few camp invites, but not a lot of roster spots. What are you looking for out of them to secure those last few contracts?
Pro hockey's tough, right? You want everybody to make the team. It's like you wish you don't have to make those decisions, but it's unfortunately you have to. And I think that the way we've structured our camp is we've given them an opportunity to play in game-like situations. The next day or two, we're going to have scrimmages, and because I want to see them play in a game-like situation. You can be a great practice player, and then when the lights turn on at 7:00, you can disappear. And so we want to make sure that we see everybody in every light. And we're going to have decisions to make for sure, but it's all part of the business.
It's a long off season for the players that played in the rivalry series games this weekend. Do you think that helps them shake the rust off at all, or are the players who didn't play in that coming in a little bit rusty and needing to shake it off?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can get a rehearsal before training camp, as a couple of our players did, it's a great head start for them. So I think for sure, and you could tell they were a little crispier out there today, those players, and just a little bit the passing was a little more bang on, and because they had those opportunities to play. But it's up to us as coaches now to get everybody up to speed.
Can you talk about the 2 weeks you had for training camp and the intensity you want to bring to practice every day? Seeing the practice last year, this year, there was definitely ratchet level of intensity on the ice today.
Yeah, I mean, it's coaches. We put practice plans together that have pace in them, and then the players have to drive the practice. Like I'm wearing a tracksuit. I don't have a drip of sweat on me right now, right? So they're the ones like putting in the work, and so credit to them, credit to the players today, and showing up eager and excited to be here. And I thought that. We had a lot of practice drivers today, people that pushed the pace in it, and I think that we need to continue that as the week goes.